First up, Hammarby to beat Kalmar at 1.68, with the card tagging it at 62% confidence. Hammarby go into this one at home in Stockholm, sitting second in Allsvenskan, while Kalmar are down in 12th. Hammarby are also averaging over 2 goals a game, and they haven't lost to Kalmar in their last 6 meetings. So this isn't about forcing a miracle price. It's about backing the stronger home side in a matchup they've generally controlled. Next, Västerås against Degerfors, and the play is over 2 Asian goals at 1.48 with an 86% confidence tag. I actually like the logic here because the table says mid to lower half, but the recent numbers say chances. Västerås have scored 11 and conceded 10 across their last 5 games, and Degerfors have scored 7 and conceded 8 in their last 5. So instead of trying to nail the winner, the smarter angle is just to ride the game state and expect 2 teams with shaky defensive profiles to produce enough for at least a push, and ideally more. Then we've got Rosenborg draw no bet against Kristiansund at 1.27, and yes, the confidence on the card is high at 88%. Now, the table says this isn't exactly a glamour matchup. Rosenborg are 15th and Kristiansund 14th before kickoff, but Rosenborg's recent run is a bit better than that ranking suggests. They've picked up results against teams like Lillestrøm and Bodo Glimt, while Kristiansund's recent stretch includes losses to Brann, Vålerenga, Viking, and Molde. So if you're going to back Rosenborg here, draw no bet is the right way to package it, because it gives you cover in a match that still feels scrappy. Brann versus Start is one of my favorite talking points on this card because the play is over 2.5 goals at 1.5 with 72% confidence. And the numbers scream action. Brann average 2 goals scored and 1.67 conceded. Start average 1.08 scored and a massive 2.33 conceded. And both teams have been involved in some wild scorelines lately. Brann's recent run includes 2-1, 3-1, and 1-2 type games, while Start have already had a 3-6 and a 1-4 in the mix. So this one doesn't need a huge narrative, it just needs both defenses to stay true to form. Sandefjord against HamKam, over 2 Asian goals at 1.33 with the highest confidence number on the card at 89%. Sandefjord are 8th, HamKam are 6th, so this is not a top versus bottom mismatch, it's 2 competitive sides in the upper half of the mid-table zone. Sandefjord's recent results have bounced between tight wins and games where they concede, while HamKam have kept producing useful attacking numbers and already have 17 league goals, with Henrik Udal and Mame Alassane Niang driving a lot of that threat. That's why over 2 feels like the right compromise. It still gives you upside, but it doesn't force you to demand a full-on shootout. So that's the Sarpsborg against Viking, and the play here is over 2.5 goals at 1.52 with 60% confidence. Viking come into this one sitting top of the Eliteserien, while Sarpsborg are 7th. And both sides have been giving us the kind of recent scorelines you want to see if you're backing goals. Viking have won 4 of their last 5 and scored 14 in that stretch, and Sarpsborg have already put together recent league wins over Molde and Brann, both by 2-1 scorelines. So for me, this is not a game I want to overcomplicate by forcing a winner. I want the goals. Next up, we go to Iceland for KR Reykjavik against IFK Vestmannaeyjar. And the pick is KR to win at 1.44 with 65% confidence. Now, this one is a little more interesting than the price suggests, because KR are definitely the stronger side. On paper, they're second in the table with 29 points, and the head-to-head history also leans their way with 18 wins compared to ÍBV's 7. But I do want to be honest here. ÍBV are not coming in soft. They've gone 6-1, 4-1, 2-1, 1-1, 1-0 across their last 5, so they've got momentum. KR's edge for me is still the bigger attacking ceiling and the home setup, but this is one I'd frame as a confident lean. not a carefree lock. The stronger home win angle in Iceland is Fram Reykjavik against Thor, where I'm on Fram to win at 1.4 with 69% confidence. Fram are sitting third. They've scored 32 goals in 13 matches, and they've won 3 of their last 5. Thor, on the other hand, are bottom of the table. They've conceded 35 goals in 13 matches, and they haven't won any of their last 5. When you see that kind of gap in form, production, and defensive stability, the home side doesn't need a huge sales pitch. Fram just look like the more complete team, and Thor's recent defensive numbers are exactly why this made the card. Staying in Iceland, we've got FH Hafnarfjordur against Valur Reykjavik, and here the angle is over 2.5 goals at 1.4 with 68% confidence. FH are down in 11th, and the biggest reason is simple. They've conceded 31 goals in 13 matches. Valur have been volatile too, scoring 24 and conceding 27 in 14 matches. FH's recent games have produced scorelines like 2-1, 1-1, and 2-2, while Valur's recent run includes a 5-1 loss and a 4-2 win. That tells me this game has much more value in the goals market than in trying to guess which version of either team turns up. And then we finish in Sweden with Malmö FF against IFK Göteborg, where the play is over 2 Asian goals at 1.28 with 86% confidence. This is the most conservative total on the list, but it's on here for a reason. Malmö have scored 21 goals in 11 league matches. IFK Göteborg have conceded 24 and 11, and IFK's recent score lines have been absolutely open: 3-2, 1-1, 5-4, and then 1-2 in their last league outing. Malmö are only 9th right now, so there's urgency there, and historically they've had the upper hand in this matchup with 20 wins to IFK's 8. It feels like the kind of game where 2 goals is the floor you're looking at, and if the tempo's right, this can clear beyond that. It's a mix of form-based home angles and totals that are backed by the way these teams have actually been playing lately. And that, for me, is the whole point, not just picking names, but picking spots where the recent numbers actually support the story.